Welcome to Wednesday, the 6th day of September, 2023, your Day Weather Podcast, brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Did you know that Cowboy State Daily publishes a digital newspaper at 5:45 a.m. every day of the week? To get yours emailed to you every morning, subscribe at cowboystatedaily.com. Well, we're going to see a trend of warmer temperatures now as the system that brought the cooler weather, dragging along with it quite a bit of smoke. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Well, that pattern is shifting eastward. So temperatures are going to moderate, winds aloft will shift a bit, and that will shift the smoke and spread it out a little bit more. Also, this pattern is really not going to lead to much in the way of any significant precipitation. We do see across portions of Montana, the far northern areas of the U.S., some shower activity between now and Saturday, but elsewhere, not very much of it. Cold front is going to slide into central Canada, then into the north central United States beginning Sunday and early next week. This is mainly going to be for folks along the Continental Divide and east of the Divide, one of these backdoor cold fronts out of Canada. That's going to cool things off and bring rain chances east of the Divide. West of the Divide, there really won't be much happening well into early next week. I want to talk about the smoke. Now, for folks in Montana, a large part of Wyoming, the Dakotas, and parts of Nebraska, this is a satellite photo from yesterday afternoon. And you can see, if you look closely, the haziness right here. The winds aloft late Sunday into Monday and Tuesday started to come in from the northwest to the southeast. And that took some smoke from fires in northwest Canada and just pushed it right in. And also, the cooler, more dense air behind the cold front tends to trap the smoke out a little bit more and kind of contain it into a small area, make it more dense. And that's what happened. Now, elsewhere, you can see how clear the skies were in these areas not affected by that smoke trail. But as we go through the course of the day today, that will shift. But the smoke map does show where the heavier concentration of smoke is right now. You can see that alignment northwest to southeast of the smoke plume. But as we go through today, tomorrow, and the next couple of days, winds aloft will be more west to east. So this will disperse the smoke, spread it out a little bit more, and push it more to the east. But it is affecting air quality. Wherever you see orange or red there, and also yellow, you can see where it is affecting air quality. And this is where a lot of you in this area right here were reporting a lot of smoke and a lot of haze, where you could either see it, smell it, or both. But winds aloft should bring those green dot areas more eastward. Satellite photos show a lot of dry air in the southwestern United States. No monsoonal moisture to speak of, except all the way down here. There's just not much to work with. Here's the 500 millibar chart. This is for noon today. You can see more of a west to east flow if you follow those wind barbs a little bit. So that is going to be a little bit more west to east. That will help with the smoke. Now, by noon Saturday, high pressure strong over Arizona and New Mexico. This will keep us in a warm, summer-like pattern for the second half of the week and lasting through Saturday. Now, it's very subtle, but you see this area of low pressure up here in Canada, up near Hudson Bay. Well, winds aloft going counterclockwise around it are going to start to build and push some cooler air to the south, and we'll show you that in a minute. When it comes to precipitation, we talked about maybe Montana, northern Wyoming, Idaho here. This is some shower activity that will develop later in the week with an upper level area of low pressure, small one, that's going to go along the U.S.-Canadian border. But between now and Friday, that's it. Really nothing spectacular. A lot of the west, very little going on weather-wise. Now, this is what we were talking about here, that Hudson Bay low is going to push a fair amount of cooler air south-southwestward during the day Sunday into Monday. Again, it doesn't look like much, does it? But this time of year, when you start to build these air masses that are colder now, they get a little bit more mass to them, a little bit more widespread. And so that starts to push south. And what will happen is, right along the Continental Divide, from Montana all the way to New Mexico, you're going to see cooler air come southwestward out of Canada and have easy access to push south. And you can really see that in the temperature anomaly map. This is by late Sunday afternoon. around 6 p.m. towards evening, and you can see the blue and the green here of the colder air right along the divide pushing southwest out of Canada, and this is just going to continue to push south. So this is Sunday, Monday, and then that's Tuesday. You can see the cooler air spreading along the divide, going all the way down to the southern plains, all the way into the Great Lakes. Now, this is not severe cold. We don't see any freezing temperatures, but what it is it's another salvo of cooler air coming in from the northern latitudes. And what happens is each consecutive one going forward will get a little bit stronger the deeper we get into the month of September. So warmer, drier, and less smoky over the next 3 or 4 days. There's a little bit of that shower and thunderstorm activity in the northern areas, but this pattern of this colder air going into the divide is also going to bring easterly upslope winds coming in from the east, northeast, and then the southeast. This is going to produce showers and thunderstorms. So this is for Sunday through Wednesday morning of next week. So you can see right along the divide, east of the divide, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms and cooler weather in the upslope winds. So it could be moist along and east of the divide out into the plain states with that cold front from Sunday into the early portions to the middle portions of next week, and that's going to affect temperatures. West of the divide, you're cut off from any good supply of moisture coming up out of Mexico, so there's really just very little going on there. Longer term, this is all the way out to the weekend of the 16th and the 17th. Look what we have here. We have another low in central Canada, not far from Hudson Bay again. That will likely drive colder air in behind it again. So what we're seeing is the frequency of fronts going up as we get to the middle to the end of September, which is what you expect. So these fronts will be a little bit more impactful. Between the fronts, the weather tends to be, well, very nice. Have yourself a good Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow.